Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we are continuing our NFL preseason coverage right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. Right now, we're going to cover the Seattle-Denver Week 1 preseason game, and Troy West, of course, has proven himself with his incredible knowledge of Seattle area teams. He's given us great picks in all sports in Seattle area teams, and so if he says he's got a profitable side on Seattle's first preseason game, I trust him. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. A lot of people out there, including handicappers and bettors, they typically don't like to bet the preseason. I think the preseason really shows a lot of your true colors, Pete. It's a time where you can really analyze depth charts, who's going to be playing in those third, fourth quarters, and really understand which rosters are strong at those points, Pete. So I think it's a great time. If you've got an edge on these games, it's a great time of year to be betting preseason football. We've had great success in the past and hope to have great success again this year.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a different animal, though. Like the approaches that you use in other sports are very different in the preseason, but people who know what they're doing can definitely have huge winning percentages in the preseason. And Troy West, of course, I trust you. You have definitely proven yourself in our videos for quite some time. Let's quote some of your stats. When you first started doing calls with us in football, I started to notice, I was like, man, this guy's really hitting at a pretty impressive rate. And last year, we tracked everyone's plays, and in the NFL, 57% against the spread is what you gave us. Tough NFL lines, very impressive record. That was over a huge sample size, almost 60 plays. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Congratulations. What do you have to say for yourself and your success in our videos over all these years?
Hey, I appreciate it, Pete. We've had great success over and over and over, college football and NFL. I think it's only going to get better again this year, Pete. I think the more experience you get, you really start to understand these teams, what they're trying to do, really start finding information that Vegas has screwed up on certain lines. We've had great success in the preseason, great success with your shows, and people got to understand allplayswin.com. I truly believe we're the best customer service website out there. Really encourage people to come take a look, Pete.
All right, sounds good. Well, let's see what you can tell us about the first football game of this season that you're going to cover with us. I'm seeing Denver at -1, so it's close to a pick'em line. In these preseason games, when you start to see lines of 3, that's when I start to automatically think underdog. But here we have close to a pick'em line, totals 37, a little bit high for a preseason game. And with Seattle, we know this is all going to be about the backups, right? And so, Tavares Jackson and Terrell Pryor are the backups for Seattle. That could give them, a big edge here if those guys are both trying to play to prove themselves. Big legs, they can put up the points in a hurry. And the Broncos backups, I don't know, looking at them, they're backup at quarterback, a little bit less experienced. I'm thinking my first thought is maybe to lean Seattle -1, and a total, I guess, would be a pass. What's your take on this game and these lines, Troy West?
Yeah, nothing huge on these two plays, Pete, but I do like Seattle at -1, and I also like the under at under 37. You got to understand that this Seattle defense, we obviously know the starters are outstanding, but even the backups, this is a team that's had a ton of depth on defense, Pete. So I think, even when we get into the third and fourth quarter, I think Denver's going to struggle to move the football. We know that we're not going to see a ton from the starters, Pete, and you hit it right on the nose. Terrell Pryor, a former starter in this league. Tavares Jackson, a former starter in this league. Turbin and Christian Michael, two backup running backs that are going to be behind Marshawn Lynch. I fully expect both these guys to get a lot of carries. That's a pretty good 2 and 3 in the back. I like Seattle to win this football game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think you're going to see something like a 17-10, maybe even a 20-10 type of game. But overall, depth charts, Pete, I truly believe that Seattle's got the better depth chart. I know this game's in Denver, and yes, it is preseason, but they may have a chip on their shoulder after the Super Bowl. But overall, Pete, I'm going to go with Seattle. I think they have way too much depth and that quarterback position. I think that's critical when analyzing these preseason games.
Troy West, what can I say? I'm in agreement with you. Seattle -1 it is. Thanks so much, Troy. Talk to you again very soon.